Okay, so I wanted to go through and just give you guys some really good tips that will help you. That some things you're not going to be aware of till like later on, till maybe finish the game or something. But after you do finish a game, you lose everything that's in your supply box. Now the supply box is actually linked to each community. You can make more than one. You can make 3 communities, and then you can pick which one. So if you're going into someone's game, you can like pick one of your communities, and then everything will be linked with that supply box. So if you're in someone else's game, you could pick up stuff and you could put stuff in that community supply box. So you might want to make more than one community and maybe have one as your main community that you actually never finished a game, and you can build it up, and then if there's ever future content, you can like play with that one. But it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. But that's what I kind of want to do, because I really like this game and I want to have like one really like awesome setup community. But for then the other ones could be like throwaways, because you have to do the legacy achievements. Now you could do the cloud trick if you want, but even with that, there's sometimes there's issues that could cause in your game. It can mess it up. Like I had trouble with doing my sheriff legacy after doing the cloud trick. For some reason, it would not bring up legacy missions. I even moved to a different region and it still didn't work. So I had to start a new game, and I lost everything that was in that game. But I actually did it with I had a second Xbox, and I put my stuff into a dummy account game, and I had all my stuff there, and I started a new game, and I put all my stuff back, and I started a new game with it. So there's some cool things you can do. Now, so if you're new to this game, if you don't know, at the top left it tells you about your home status. It tells you what you need. It goes your pizza, your medicine, your ammo, your materials, and your fuel. So you want to keep an eye on that. The bottom is how many people's in your base. Your bolts, you need your bolts. You can actually like salvage weapons and get more bolts, and you really got to pay attention to that. And your influence is like your money kind of in this game. This is the map. I really like this area the most. This is the second one. I forgot what it's called. It's not the foothills and it's not the valley. It's the other one. But on the left shows you your missions. New missions will pop up just like it just did now. And you can go around and do different things for people, and you'll end up building relationships with people around the area, and then you can like trade with them and stuff like that. And if you don't end up keeping up with them, they end up leaving, but it doesn't matter if they do or don't. You can look around for these bases, look around for the binoculars to open up the areas to find out what's around. You can find the plague hearts by doing that, so you really want to go around and go to these binoculars as soon as you can and open it up. These bases that are like 3,500, some of them they look really good. You need 8 people. I never really moved into them, because even though they're okay, they never seemed that good. They're in like kind of bad spots. The best place to move is somewhere in the middle, because you don't want to, like, say you're at this base, you want to keep driving all the way down the map and back. If you're in the middle, like somewhere over here, you can at least go, places back and forth pretty quickly without having driving around, because you're gonna have to do a lot of driving around. This is my base. I really love this base a lot. Even though it's on the side here, it's an okay position. On this map, you can get around this whole map pretty quickly. So this base is actually pretty cool. You can build a lot of good stuff here. I'm at the end of the game here, and it's like showing me my sheriff mission. So I already finished. I destroyed all the plague hearts. All I have to do is do this last legacy goal, and then it will finish the game, and the game will be over. Here's where you can check out your community. You can see that some of them are hurt. You can go through their skills. You can upgrade them once their stars go up. The bottom one is their most important. You want to see what they are, because you can do certain things because of their bottom thing. Like this guy can do fishing. If you build it up, you can start getting food every day, which is really good. Especially the more people you have, the more food you're going to go through. You have to really be conscious of how many people you have, because the food is going to be an issue really quickly. Now you could pick specializations on some skills once you level them up. Make sure you go through what they have. See, this guy's plumbing. This helps with the base. All these guys, I haven't been paying attention. I had to upgrade them. This guy has chemistry, which is good. You can build certain bombs and stuff because of that. You want a mechanic. This guy is auto mechanics, although that means he's even better. He has the knowledge of mechanics and auto mechanics. This is what you really want. Get somebody that's a mechanic early as soon as possible and build them up. A guy with medicine is really good too. This guy does surgery and medicine. He helps out everybody. This is really good to have. And there's a whole different slew of different things that you can get. So just check it out and see different people. But most important is like a mechanic. You could see here we'll say knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of mechanics, and knowledge of automatic. This is definitely a need. You want to be able to craft toolkits. You're going to need them. They're very important, toolkits and gas cans, because now in State of Decay 2, you need to repair your car and you need to give your car gas. Now each station you can actually add mods to it. Some of the mods are like really sick, so don't just put basic ones on them like these if you don't really need it. You can power up your base and your things a different way, which I'm going to show you. You can craft really good stuff. It will show you the requirements to do it. See, like to power up, instead you can just use the generator where you can just power it on instead of adding power to just one, and this will only power up that one thing. It's up to you. You can do it either way. If you don't want to take up the space of the generator, you can do it through the mod, so that's what's cool about it. Also water, some things need water. You can also get those things through the outpost. This mod here is definitely like a necessity. This one adds another outpost, and also you want to upgrade it. If you upgrade it all the way and you add that mod, you can have 5. The outposts are really important, and you can do a lot of great stuff with the outposts. Make sure you actually really go through these things and see the things you can build. You can actually build different mods. You're going to need these parts a lot, so you want to salvage. You're going to find weapon remains, so make sure you're putting them to use and getting the parts out of them. You can get parts a couple different ways. I'm going to show you. This is your storage. Make sure you level it up. You can get parts through here as well. You can craft gas cans. You definitely want to keep crafting gas cans. You can craft random ammo, which is cool, but just make sure you watch your resources and you have enough ammo. This is cool too. Probably not a lot of people realize is you can bag out some of your supplies into rucksacks, and you can actually bring them to other people's games. So it's like, say you have a friend and he's like, yo, I'm in my game right now and I'm so low on materials and it's like messing up my game. You can be like, bro, I have a lot of materials, so you just put it in a rucksack and then you go to your friend's game and give it to him, and there you go. So that's pretty cool aspect of multiplayer that I don't think people realize. Also, the auto shop, I saw people saying that they didn't even realize this until later on. This is something you can build only in the large spot, but you can do some really good stuff. You can build armor for your cars, and you can also put on these things. There's like mods that are like a time based. It's like an actual hour of like your car being stronger than it usually is, and you can use that especially towards the end of the game when you want to just go around and kill zombies for your 10,000 kills. Now, I didn't need 2 watchtowers. I really need an infirmary. This is something you want to build. Something else that you'll notice, I don't have beds in here, so I'm kind of low, and they're going to be unhappy about that. But you can actually get beds in your outpost instead and save room and make more room in your base for other stuff. I was getting worried because it's like they didn't have enough beds, and I wanted to get more people, and it was becoming a pain. But then I realized I can just do it through the outpost. So try to keep, maybe 1 or 2 of the beds in there, that you get 2 beds for each one. The outposts are really good too. That you can they're basically a base from home away from home, and you can keep switching them and get your influence back at the same amount as you you pay for them, you get back. So you can switch them in and out as much as you want, and there's no penalty for them. Now, something you want to build probably is the farm, the garden. I mean, you can only build it outside, so just be careful which place you're building it. See, I almost had it the other way around, and I wouldn't have been able to build it. You can build some training areas. You can build the rain collector too if you need water, and then the generator. It's cool. Then you have this one is solar power, but it's only a large spot. Some of the places have more than 1 large spot. Most of them just have 1. These ones down here, they're leader specific. You have to be a builder, sheriff, warlord, or trader, and then you can build them. The one that's really good is the armory here, the warlord. So if you're going to play this game and you want to have like a really sick base, and you're going to have this as your main game, and you want to set it up for like a future DLC if there is more content, I hope they add more content and achievements like they do with Super Lucky Tales. But anyway, like I was saying, if you wanted to make this your main game and you want to make it really sick, like that would be the best thing to have. That is the armory. So yeah, some things are built in too. So I have the bathroom in there. So some of them build morale. You really want to have things that like give you stuff every day, and or make food, and you got to make sure you have enough stuff. Sometimes you'll have too much stuff, so just keep an eye on that. And you want to keep building up the influence. There's a couple ways you can build up the influence. You can actually sell things to traders. There's actually like these luxury items. that you can sell. You can sell mods if you have a bunch of them. You're gonna get a bunch of them anyway. And you know, guns, whatever you want to sell. Now, whenever you set up to go, what you're gonna do, you're gonna need a couple things every time you leave. The best way to you want to make sure you have a backpack that has 8 spots. You're gonna start with either one that has none or 6. Try to go and get 8. Try to get as many 8 as you can. If you see more, just collect them all so all your survivors have them. But when you go out, you want to get you want to grab food and you want to grab health. So grab those 2 things. You have these books that help you upgrade. You want to grab a toolkit and a gas that you can put in the back of your car. I like to grab Molotov cocktails in case things get crazy. You always have a backup. You can just throw fire down. It usually kills everybody, and then you can roll out of there. So grab a gas and a toolkit you can put in the back of your car. Now we want to get a gun. You want to make sure that it's repaired. You can see how much damage it has, like how much repair it needs. If you don't have enough, you can actually salvage like a weapon that you're not going to use. When you go through the weapons, you want to look mostly at the durability and the lethality. Durability is how long it's going to last till it breaks. Lethality, how strong it is. So just look at those and determine on that. The one I have right now that I'm holding is like one of the best weapons. There's better melee, but I like that one, the best blade. Then just pick a gun, make sure you can repair it if you can, and then grab some bullets for it. And you can add mods onto it, like silencers and stuff, which is cool. And you can take them off other guns if you want to put one on and you don't have one. You can take one off another gun.
Be right back.
Alright, so these are the cars. These are actually the prepper cars that you can get dropped off now. You have to fill up your cars with gas, so make sure you have gas on you. Since these need gas already, the best thing would be to do is fill it up and then get another gas tank. And then put the gas and the toolbox in your car so you're set to go. Now I want to show you how important outposts are. Now if you're out and you need ammo or you need health or you need anything, or even you want to switch out your guy, you don't have to drive all the way home to do it. You can do it at an outpost. And also you don't need to just keep the outpost you have. You can switch out your outposts as much as you want, and you should be doing that constantly. Any house that you need, you're at a house and you want to drop some stuff off, you want to switch out your weapon, it's getting messed up, make the house your outpost and switch it up. It doesn't matter. Like, especially the only thing you want to really do is like keep 2 outposts that are I mean, you can get up to 5 outposts, so if you want to keep like 3 of them that are like specific that you really want for your house, like if you want to keep 2 of them that are bedrooms because you really want, or 2 or 3 bedrooms, or 2 bedrooms and 1 medicine or 1 food or something like that, and then, or even 4, like keep them how you want, and then just have 1 that you trade out so that you can keep going around. Then all you have to do is claim them. You just have to make sure you have an open spot. And now that I claimed this one, I have 2 beds, so I don't need to waste room in my base with beds. And I can also switch out my characters from here if I need to, or I can get anything I need from the supply locker. And if you want to switch out one of your outposts, you just get rid of one of them like this. And then you can see you actually get your influence back, which is awesome because then you can just trade them in and out as much as you want. It doesn't matter. You're not getting penalized. You're not wasting influence by switching outposts. So that's really great that they did that. Now, a very obvious tip that you should back up when you go to a place so you can put things right in your trunk. That's obvious. But something else cool too is when you go to a place, when you search things, it's kind of slow unless you want to do the fast thing and risk alerting zombies. But something that's cool that if you actually go to a place and you claim it as your outpost, just make sure you have an open spot. Once you claim it as your outpost, you can search things a lot faster. Watch how quick it is. It's so much quicker. So making places your outpost, it actually helps too if you want to search a place faster. And that's something that a lot of people probably won't notice till later on. Another thing is too, like when you're going on these missions to search for items, like when you call in the radio and say you need food, it shows you a couple places you can go to. I actually had I got lucky. I picked up a food and it didn't register it, but sometimes there's a lot more than just one thing. So right here, I didn't pick it up the first time I left it in here, and it still shows me the other place. Now once you pick it up, now everything's gone. It doesn't show you where they are. So a good idea, if you want, you can actually open up and search the place, and then you see the rucksacks, and you just leave them there. Then you could search all the areas, and you can find more than one rucksack, because you obviously want more than just one if you're going searching for materials. My guys need food at the base. I want as much as I can get. Another thing is with infestations, you can actually get rid of them really easy. When you're doing it, most of this game, you want to when you're fighting zombies, just do it with your car, because you don't want to do that much damage to your weapons, and you don't want to waste ammo. Of course not. You want to like save them for situations where you need to survive. For most of the stuff that you can do with your car, do it with your car. I mean, just make more toolboxes. I mean, it doesn't really even do that much damage if you have just the right cars. There's a car with a snowplow on it that actually, it's kind of random. I thought you get it more, but you don't get it as much as I thought. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's just random. But that snowplow car can do a lot. And you can get the armored cars. They can do a lot of damage without having to be fixed. And just hitting with your door takes it makes it so your car doesn't do that much damage. Get that much damage done to it. And you can also go out and shoot these guys. Have a couple of straggling around, but these infestations are so easy to clear. Try to do them as much as you can. The more, if you have a lot of infestations, you're gonna see a lot more of ferals and juggernauts and a lot of screamers. So try to take care of the infestations when you can. They're very easy to do if you do it with your car. So I just wanted to go over that. Another good thing that you should know about is the settings, especially when you're going to be playing multiplayer and stuff. With certain settings, you can't really pause the game the same. People might not realize this, but if you have it on multiplayer invite only, the game doesn't pause when you hit start. So zombies can still attack you when you pause the game, when you have it on invite only or in friends only multiplayer settings. So you need to be careful of the settings that you have it on. Just a quick note, most people should know, but if one of your survivors does die in the game, they're dead. It's permadeath in this game. You're going to get more survivors though, so it's not a big deal. There's actually going to be times that you're going to need to kill them to change it, like maybe you want to change out the legacy, or you have too many people. You can kick them out, or you can just run out and get them killed. It's up to you. They die a couple different ways too, which is pretty cool. Like if Juggernaut gets them, they'll be ripped in half and their body will be on the ground. But if a zombie kills them, they'll actually turn into a zombie, and they'll be running around, and you have to find them and kill them to get your stuff back, which is pretty cool. Another cool thing is, for the most part, you can just ignore Juggernauts when you see them. But if you're at your base and for some reason, you want to get rid of them or whatever, you have all your teammates here all have unlimited ammo and stuff. So if they're holding guns, make sure all you guys have guns. They're gonna have unlimited ammo. So that's a good thing to know if you have if you want to kill zombies or something like that. You want to take down a Juggernaut by yourself. You can do it at your base, and you can have all your guys there just shoot at them. And then you can do the melee execution for the achievement if you want, very easily. And like I said in the achievement review, the achievement pops for everybody in the game. So if you can do it. I think even the other survivors, the computer can do it, and it will even pop. Now, what you can pick one of the leaders. It will tell you what they are. I just picked the sheriff. So once you pick one, you actually get an achievement, and then after that, you have to follow through to the end of the story and complete the game, and you get another achievement. Now, when you finish the game, like I said a bunch of times, you're gonna lose everything. So you really want to plan this out how you want to. You could have a main game where you don't finish, and you can save all your stuff in there, build up a lot of stuff in there, and just keep it to a point where you just never finish the game. And then you have your other two where if you want, you could finish out the legacies, which is pretty cool because you unlock these pretty cool upgrades that you can use. Once you finish a legacy, you get these different upgrades like this one. Receive a giant pile of guns, ammo, and grenades at the beginning when you settle at your first house, which is awesome. You can pick 2 different legacies, and you can do it at the start of a new game. Now, you don't get these if you do the save cloud trick. And also with the save cloud trick, you're going to go back and you're going to do the other endings. But you still got to do all these extra kills and stuff like that. So it makes it, it goes a lot. doesn't go faster, but it makes it less tedious if you playing through and you're getting the kills that way. And it's pretty cool when you start a new community. You could pick up to 3 from the last previous community, which is pretty cool. You can make like an OP team. You can also select new guys, which is cool too, because you can randomize them until you find something really good. Like I said earlier, you just want to look at the bottom. Like you really want something like there's all these different things, but you really want like mechanics or craftsmanship is really good to have something like that, especially something that's really high. They're gonna level up soon. Mechanics, there we go, that's something good. And then you can go through these and just find something else, maybe like medicine or something. But that's pretty cool. You can still have a good community. Now if you were gonna do the save cloud trick, you would just delete your save right after you got your achievement, doing the ending, and then you would come back and then you would have to kill off the person that's the leader at the moment, and then you could pick somebody else to be the leader and then follow their story through and get the achievement. Now I had a problem with the sheriff one. I did the cloud save trick and I came back, and once I tried to do the sheriff story, for some reason the legacy missions weren't loading. So I wanted to go over some of the things with the multiplayer, also with the cars too. As you can see, I got all the cars. I brought them over here. These aren't all of them, but there's some of them. There's some that are better than others. Some of these have armor on. I really like the van at the end because it can hold 8 spots, and I really like the snowplow one. But the thing I wanted to go over with multiplayer that I don't think a lot of people realize is how awesome it is. There is some issues and hiccups, especially when you play with more players, like 4 players. But this game actually benefits you a lot from playing multiplayer. A lot of games, they kind of punish you from playing multiplayer. This one rewards you in multiple ways. Like, for instance, if you're playing with a friend, if they're in your game, first of all, their main story is paused. So they're in your game, and they're getting supplies, and they're getting influence, stuff that they can go back to their game and use. And they don't have to waste time, because sometimes there's like time sensitive stuff going on in your game. So if you're in someone else's game, you could do stuff without having to worry about time. You could just gain influence and get supplies. And also when you're in someone else's game, each person has their own supplies that they get. So if you go into a house and you're going to search through stuff, say there's 2 people, one person, all this stuff, their stuff will be orange, the other person will be blue, and they can only search their stuff. But basically you're getting double the supplies and everything. And the way it works though is like each character has their own supply box that goes back to their community. So if you go to someone else's game, you can get stuff that wouldn't even been there because you're doubling up in every room that you go in, because they give you more stuff per, for each character, and you're getting that stuff. And then you can either give it to the host if they need some stuff, or you can take it, put it in the supply box, and bring it back to your game. And then vice versa, if you're the host, you have people in your game, it just makes it better, having like someone to help you bring more rucksacks home and get more supplies and stuff like that. And you could drive 2 cars if you want, and you can kill plague hearts easier, and it's just fun playing with other people. So the multiplayer is just awesome, I think, in that aspect. And also there's also a reward system that the longer you play with somebody, you get these bonus rewards when you go back to your game. And it resets every time, but like the more you stay in the game and the more influence you earn in the game by doing certain missions and stuff, you earn like a rank every time, and that goes up, and then you go back to your game and you get a bunch of supplies depending on how long you played and how much influence you got. So that's pretty awesome. So I think it's pretty cool how they reward you for playing multiplayer in just like so many different ways. And also now there's the DLC out, so they have the prepper packs, which is pretty cool. You have all these weapon supply drops you can do, and you can do vehicle drops. The vehicle drops will help out a lot with the 10,000 zombie kills. But that's it, guys. I know that was a lot, but I hope there was a lot of good information there to help you guys. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.